Cha everybody, NZ Blazing here, back with another squad builder video as I have CP3 in his first year in the New Orleans Hornets. This is the 2005 roster. We got it on Hall of Fame, no injuries turned off, 12-minute quarters, and no trades. So we've got Chris Paul in his first season. So I've got CP3, David West, PJ Brown, David Wesley, and Marcus Fizer for your starting lineup. Then you've got Jamal McGloria, George Lynch, Jermaine Jones, Moochie Norris, Courtney Alexander, Bryce Drew, Prismos Breeski, Greg Brewer, Carl Gibson, and that wraps up your New Orleans Hornets 2005 team. So we'll do a simulation for CP3 in his first season for his first season in the NBA in the Hornets. So we'll see how well he can do. So we'll simulate the first game in October to get October out of the way. So we'll simulate through. We take an L first up in October to the Jazz. David West with 22 and 13, so it's a double-double. CP3 with 11 points and 14 assists, so it's a double-double, alongside 3 rebounds and 4 steals. And Boozer dropped 30 and 10. Sorry, guys, I've still got the cough, man. Trying to get over it slowly. 30 and 10 for Boozer, so it's a double-double. So to start off the season, we take an L, but we'll start simulating through November and see if we can make a difference to this team. So we'll start off and we'll see how CP3 can do. So we did a dub against the Bulls, then lose to Miami, dub against the Sonics, then lose to the Warriors, a dub against the Knicks, a dub against Pistons, a dub against the Timberwolves, lose to the Bulls, and then lose to Atlanta. So a 5 and 5 to start off. So we'll check the game against the Bulls. Luol Deng dropped 30. Chris Paul with 35 points, 4 rebounds, and 13 assists, so double-double. Fizer got 22. Then the L to Miami. Chris Paul with 26 points and 8 assists. Wesley with 15. Dwayne Wade with 36 points, 4 rebounds, and 15 assists, so double-double. Shaquille O'Neal with 25 points and 5 rebounds. And then the win against Seattle Sonics. Jones with 26 points. Chris Paul with 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 12 assists, so double-double for CP3. Ray Allen with 25 points, and Reggie Lewis with 23. Then the loss to the Warriors. CP3 with the game high of 20 points and 9 assists, so 1 assist short of a double-double. Richardson with 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. Baron Davis with 24 points and 11 assists, so double-double for him. Move on to the game against the Knicks. Trevor Ariza with 16 points. We get the win against the Knicks. Chris Paul with 29 points, 4 rebounds, and 12 assists, so double-double. Fizer with 24 points. And then the win against the Pistons. Rip Hamilton with 24 points and 8 rebounds. Chris Paul with 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 13 assists. David West with a triple-double with 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. So a double-double for Chris Paul and a triple-double for David West. Then the win against Minnesota, 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists for Chris Paul. So a double-double for Chris Paul. David West with a double-double with 17 points and 10 rebounds. Kevin Garnett with a double-double with 20 points and 15 rebounds. And then the loss to the Bulls, 1-point loss. 33 points, 4 rebounds, and 11 assists for Chris Paul, so a double-double. David West with another double-double with 14 points and 12 rebounds. Luol Deng with 24 points and 7 rebounds. And then we move on to the game against the Hawks. Raheem with 25 points. Johnson with 24 points, and Josh Smith with a double-double with 18 points and 11 rebounds. And the Hawks end up winning 103-88. Chris Paul with another double-double, 21 points and 12 assists. 20 points for Fizer. Double-double for David West with 18 points and 11 rebounds. So we'll keep simulating November. So we'll simulate the rest of November now. So we lose to the Sixers and get a win over the Knicks, win over the 76ers, then lose to the Hawks and lose to the Knicks. So to finish off November with 7-9. So we'll check the game against the Sixers. CP3 with 30 points and 10 assists, so double-double. 24 points for Wesley, 28 points for Glenn Robinson, Lou Williams with 28 points, and Allen Iverson with 25 points. And then the win against the Knicks, got a 5-point win, 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists for Chris Paul. David West with 22 points and 13 rebounds, so another double-double. Eddie Curry with 24 points and Trevor Ariza with 20. And then the loss to LeBron's Cavs. LeBron with 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists, so double-double. 20 points for Agauskas. 23 points and 14 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. And 15 points coming from Fizzer. And then the win against the Sixers. 19 points and 10 assists for Allen Iverson, so double-double. 28 points and 15 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. Wesley with 18 points. And then the loss to Atlanta, 26 points for Chris Paul with 14 assists, so double-double. 23 points for David West. 38 points for Johnson. And then the loss to the Knicks to finish out November, 21 points for Allen Houston. 18 points for Marbury. 18 points for Marbury with 12 assists, so double-double. 26 points and 11 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. 20 points for David West. And we'll start the simulation into December. So we'll simulate through to December 15th. So we'll start the simulation. We'll re-simulate. Simulate through. So we take a loss to the Celtics, loss to the Bulls, then get our win over the Raptors, then lose to the Rockets, lose to the Bucks, then another win over the Clippers, and then lose to the Jazz, lose to the Lakers, and lose to the Kings. So it's not looking good through December. So check the game against the Celtics. 20 points for Antonio Walker. Jefferson with 18 points and 14 rebounds, so double-double. 21 points and 10 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. And then the loss to the Bulls. Williams with 21, Crawford with 17. 23 points and 12 assists for Chris Paul, so another double-double. 21 points for Wesley. Then the win over the Raptors. 27 points plus 12 assists for Chris Paul, so another double-double. He must be nearly averaging a double-double this season. 18 points for Fizzer. Oh, I didn't check the Raptors. Antonio Davis with 22 points and 10 rebounds, or double-double. Chris Bosh with 15 points. Then the loss to the Rockets, 22 and 10 for David West, so another double-double. Chris Paul with 15 points and 15 assists, so another double-double for him. T-Mac with 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists, so he got a triple-double. Juwan Howard also 22 points, and Yao Ming with 20. Then the loss to the Bucks, Michael Redd with 25 points, Williams with 20, CP3 with 15 points and 9 assists, 14 for David West, and 13 for 13 for Wesley, David Wesley as well. And then the win against the Clippers, 19 points and 10 rebounds for Fizzer, so double-double. 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists for CP3. 27 points and 15 rebounds for Elton Brand, so he got a double-double. Then the loss to the Jazz, 28 points for D. Will, 14 for Harpring. David West with 18 points, CP3 with 15 points and 14 assists, so another double-double for him. Then the loss to Kobe's Lakers, Kobe dropped 27 points, 8 rebounds and 4 assists. David Wesley with 25 points, David West with 13, CP3 struggled with 12 points and 8 assists. And then the loss to the Kings, 21 points for Stojakovic, Mike Bibby with 17, 26 points and 16 assists for CP3, so another double-double. Jones with 19. And we move on, so we'll simulate the rest of December. So we'll simulate through from December 15th to the 31st. Yeah, clear my throat, man. I feel like that's what it is. I'll just quickly clear my throat, have a quick skull, and we should be good to go. We'll start the simulation now. We'll re-simulate till the end of December. Simulate through. So we take a loss to the Blazers, a loss to the Warriors, then get our win over the Supersonics, a win over the Spurs, a win over the Mavericks, a win over the Pacers, then a loss to the Rockets, and then a loss to the Pacers to finish out December. So our record at the end of December is 13-20. Ooh, so it's not looking great. So we were up to a December 15th, so we're at the Kings game, and we lost to the Blazers. So we'll check the game against the Blazers. Randolph with 29 points and 13 rebounds, so that's a double-double. 24 points and 10 assists for Chris Paul, so that's a double-double. And then the loss to the Warriors, Baron Davis with 20 points and 12 assists, so that's a double-double. 19 points and 11 assists for Chris Paul, so that's a double-double. Then the win against Seattle, 35 points for Rashid Lewis, 14 for Ray Allen. 21 points and 12 assists for Chris Paul, 20 points and 10 rebounds for David West. So Chris Paul and David West both got double-doubles. And then the win against the Spurs, 25 for Nick Van Exel, Tim Duncan with 24, Manu Ginobili with 21, 19 points for David West, PJ Brown with 19 points and 12 rebounds, so double-double. 16 points and 13 assists for Chris Paul, so another double-double for him. And we get to go to the game against the Mavs. We win by 1 point. Fizzler with 21 points. Wesley with 20. David West with a double-double with 18 points and 14 rebounds. And then CP3 with struggled with 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 13 assists. And Finley, 28 points, and Jason Terry with 20, and Dirk with 17 points and 12 rebounds, so double-double for him. And then the win against the Pacers, Ron Artest with 23 points, 34 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists for Chris Paul. And then the win against the loss to the Rockets, McGrady with 32 points, 19 points for Alston, 14 points and 13 rebounds for Yao Ming, so double-double. 32 points, 5 rebounds, and 12 assists for CP3, so a double-double, and 26 points coming from David West. And then the loss to the Pacers to finish out December, 22 points and 10 assists for Chris Paul, so a double-double. Wesley with 21 points and 11 rebounds for Jermaine O'Neal, 16 points for Danny Granger. So we'll move on into January. So I'll simulate the first couple of weeks in January. So we'll go to January 17th. We're starting January with a 13-20 record. So we'll simulate through. We'll re-simulate till January 17th. We'll simulate now. So we take a loss to the Magic, a loss to the Raptors, a loss to the Grizzlies, then get the win over the Celtics, then lose to the Pistons, then win against the Hawks on January 11th. So we'll check that. We'll take the loss against the Magic, 28 points for David West, Chris Paul with another double-double, 11 points and 12 assists, 30 points and 19 rebounds for Dwight Howard, so a double-double. Then the loss to the Raptors was only a 2-point loss. 28 points and 14 rebounds for Chris Bosh, so it's a double-double. 19 points for Fizzer. 18 points and 14 assists for Chris Paul, so another double-double. Then the loss to the Grizzlies. 25 points for Williams. 20 for Wells. Gasol with 16 points and 10 assists, so 10 rebounds, so double-double. 23 points and 10 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. 17 points for David West. And then the win against the Celtics, 24 points and 13 rebounds for David West, so double-double. And 12 points and 23 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. And then the loss to the Pistons, 24 for Fizzer, 17 points and 10 assists for CP3, so another double-double. Then the 1-point win against the Hawks, 19 for Smith, 15 for Johnson, 23 points and 10 assists for CP3, so another double-double, 16 points for David West. And we'll simulate the rest of January. So we'll simulate through. We lose to the Lakers, lose to the Bulls, lose to the Suns, lose to the Wizards, take a win over the Blazers, and then a win over the Bucks. And we'll finish January, so we'll simulate through, take a win and take 2 more wins against the Raptors and the Nets to finish out January. So our January record is 19-28, so it's not healthy. But we'll look at the game against the Lakers. David West with 24 points, CP3 with 20 points and 14 assists, so double-double. 32 points for Lamar Odom, 20 points, 7 rebounds and 9 assists for Kobe Bryant. Then the loss to the Bulls, David West with a double-double with 17 points and 11 rebounds. 14 points and 13 assists for the double-double for Chris Paul. And then Luol Deng with 22 points and Jay Williams with 21 points and 10 assists, so double-double for him. Then the loss to the Suns, 22 points and 14 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. 19 points for Wesley, 15 points and 11 rebounds for Fizzer, so double-double. 33 points and 13 assists for Steve Nash, so double-double. 31 for Stoudemire, 23 and 19 rebounds for Marion, so double-double. In a loss to the Wizards, 20 points and 14 rebounds for David West, so it's a double-double. 13 points and 7 assists for CP3. 22 for Caron Butler, 16 points and 11 rebounds for Atajuan Jameson, so it's a double-double. Then the win against the Blazers, 25 and 10 for Fizzer, so it's double-double. 20 points for Wesley. And where's CP3? CP3 was 7 points and 11 assists, so he struggled. And then Randolph with 23 points. Then the win against the Bucks, 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists for CP3. 21 points for Wesley. Red with 36 points, 14 for Williams. And then the win against the Raptors, 27 points and 12 assists for Chris Paul. So that means another double-double for him. David West with 18 points and 11 rebounds, so double-double. Fizzer also with 22 points, 15 points and 8 rebounds for Chris Bosh. And then the win against the Nets, Vince Carter with 21, 17 for Jason Kidd, 26, 9 and 5 for David West, 20 points and 11 assists for CP3, so it's a double-double. So we'll move on to February. We'll do just after the All-Star break. So we'll simulate through. Take a loss to the Wizards, win against the Celtics, lose to the Kings, and then get a win over Miami after All-Star. So we'll simulate to February 22nd. So we'll simulate through. Take a win over the Pacers, a loss to Minnesota, a win against the Nuggets, a loss to Magic, a loss to the Wizards, then a win over the Grizzlies, then a loss to the Pistons. So we'll check from February. We'll check here. We'll check the 1-point loss against the Wizards. Atajuan Jameson with 25 points and 14 rebounds, so double-double. 21 points and 10 assists for Gilbert Arenas, so double-double. 22 points for Fizzer. 18 points and 12 rebounds for David West, so double-double. CP3 with 12 points and 6 assists. And then the win against the Celtics, 20 points and 13 assists for CP3. 18 points and 11 rebounds for David West. So David West and Chris Paul with a double-double. Paul Pierce with 26 points and Antonio Walker with 24. Then the loss to the Kings, 21 points for David West, 20 points for Wesley, 10 points and 4 assists for CP3, but he fouled out. 22 points for Peja Stojakovic. Chris Webber with double-double with 14 points and 13 rebounds. And then the All-Star games. And then the win over Miami. D. Wade with 32 points, 7 rebounds and 7 assists. Shaq with 16 points and 8 rebounds. 24 points for Wesley. 21 points with 12 rebounds for David West, so a double-double. 18 points and 16 assists for Chris Paul, so a double-double. And then the win over the Pacers, 25 for David West, 20 for Wesley. CP3 with another double-double with 14 points and 11 assists. 26 points and 9 rebounds for Jermaine O'Neal. Then the loss to Minnesota by 1. Wally with 29 points, 20 points and 15 rebounds for Garnett, so double-double. CP3 with 23 points and 16 assists, so double-double. David West with 16 points. And then the win over Denver, 31 points and 6 assists for CP3. 23 points for David West with 14 rebounds, so double-double. 23 points and 10 rebounds for Martin. So double-double. Carmelo Anthony with 20 points. And then the loss to the Magic, 22 for Grant Hill. 19 points for Wesley. 17 points and 17 assists for Chris Paul. So another double-double. Then the loss to the Wizards, Fizzer with 25 points. Chris Paul with 20 points and 10 assists. So double-double. Gilbert Arenas with 37. Atahualpa Jameson with 30 points and 10 rebounds, so double-double. Then a win over the Grizzlies, 33 points and 10 rebounds coming from David West, so it's a double-double. 27 points from Wesley, 25 from Swift, 23 from Miller, and 18 from Pau Gasol. Then the loss to the Pistons, Chauncey Billups with 35, Rip with 20, 23 points and 9 assists for CP3. 22 for Fizzer. So I'll move on and simulate the last 2 games in February. So I'll simulate through. We'll re-simulate to March 1st. We take a win over Miami, take a win over the Nuggets, and a win over the Suns to start March. So we've got a 27 and 34 record. So the win against Miami, 26 points and 10 rebounds for David West, so double-double. 24 points and 11 assists with 7 rebounds for Chris Paul, so double-double. 33 points, 7 rebounds and 7 assists for Dwayne Wade. 8 points and 10 rebounds for Shaq. Then the win against the Nuggets, 24 points and 11 assists for Carmelo Anthony, so double-double. Kenyon Martin with 23. J.R. Smith with 22. 27 points and 15 assists for CP3, so double-double. Then a win against the Suns, 19 points for Barbosa, 18 points for Steve Nash, 22 points for David Wesley, 19 for David West. CP3 with another double-double with 12 points and 21 assists. So we'll move on into March. So we'll go to March 22nd. So I'll simulate through. So we take a loss to the Clippers, a loss to the Cavs, a win against the Nets. We'll re-simulate to the 22nd of March. A win against the Celtics, a win against Miami, a loss to Miami, a loss to the Magic, a loss to the Knicks, a win against the Bucks, and a win against the Bucks, so back-to-back wins against the Bucks. So we'll check the game against the Clippers. 28 points and 10 rebounds for Elton Brand, so double-double. 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists for CP3. Then the game against the Cavs, 28 points and 8 assists for CP3. 22 points for Wesley, 37 points and 13 rebounds and 8 assists for LeBron James, so double-double. And then the game against the Nets, we got the win, 22 points and 11 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. 25 points for Vince Carter. Then the loss to the Pacers, 24 points for Ron Artest, 23 points and 12 rebounds for Jermaine O'Neal, so double-double. 20 points and 12 rebounds for Danny Granger, so double-double. 23 points for Jones, 18 for West. CP3 struggled with 10 points and 8 assists. Then the win against the Celtics, 26 for Antonio Walker. Paul Pierce with 17. CP3 with 32 points and 11 assists, so double-double. David West with 29 points and 11 rebounds, so double-double. Then the win over Miami, 21 points and 13 assists for D. Wade, so double-double. Shaq with 7, 4, and 2. And Chris Paul with 26 points and 17 assists, so it's a double-double. And David West with 23 points and 13 rebounds, so it's a double-double. Then the loss to the Magic, 26 points and 14 rebounds for Dwight Howard, so it's a double-double. 24 points for David West, 20 points and 18 assists for CP3, so it's a double-double. And then the loss to the Knicks, 27 points and 10 rebounds for David West, so double-double. 23 points and 14 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. 31 points for Allen Houston. Then the win against the Bucks, 26 for Fizzer, 25 points and 14 rebounds for David West, so a double-double. 15 points and 12 assists for Chris Paul, so a double-double. 28 points for Michael Redd, Smith with 18. Then the back-to-back wins against the Bucks, 18 points for Redd, Smith with 15. 21 points for Wesley, Chris Paul with 17 points and 11 assists, so a double-double. So I'll move on to the end of March, start of April, so I'll go to April 5th. So I'll simulate through, take a win against the Magic, win against the Raptors, lose to the Spurs, win against the Mavericks, win against the Nets, and then lose to the Cavs. So the Magic, 24 points and 9 assists for Chris Paul in the win, 26 points and 14 rebounds for Dwight Howard, so a double-double. Then the win over the Raptors, 31 points and 14 rebounds for Chris Bosh, that's a double-double. 38 points and 13 assists for Chris Paul, so that's a double-double. Then the loss to the Spurs, 31 points and 9 assists for Chris Paul, 28 points for Tony Parker, 25 points for Tim Duncan. Then the win over the Mavs, 24 points and 10 rebounds for Dirk Nowitzki, a double-double for him. 26 points and 16 assists for Chris Paul, so a double-double. 26 points and 11 rebounds for David West, that's a double-double. And then the win against the Nets, 34 points and 12 assists for Chris Paul, so a double-double. 22 points for David West, 32 points for Vince Carter, 21 points for Jason Kidd. And then the loss to LeBron's Cavs, 33, 6 and 10 for LeBron James, so a double-double. 21, 4 and 13 for Chris Paul, so a double-double for him. So we're 36 and 41. So we'll simulate to April 13th. So we'll simulate through. Take another loss to the Cavs, then win against the Pistons, then win against the 76ers. So we'll check the loss against the Cavs. 32 points with 10 assists for Chris Paul, so another double-double. 27, 7 and 9 for LeBron. Then the win against the Pistons, 19 points with David West, 15, 7 and 13 for Chris Paul, so another double-double. Then the win against the Sixers, 23 points and 10 assists for Allen Iverson, 19 for Iguodala, 27 points and 11 rebounds for David West, so a double-double. CP3 with 16 points and 19 assists, so a double-double. And a double-double for Allen Iverson. So 38 and 42 going into the last two games. So simulate the last two games. We take an L and then a dub. So Dwight Howard gets MVP. Tayshaun Prince with Rookie of the Year. Jameer Nelson, Sixth Man of the Year. Dwight Howard got Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved went to Tony Parker. Coach of the Year with 68 wins and 14 losses goes to Rick Adelman. So we'll simulate that. We'll go through past that. The All-NBA First Team considers Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Kevin Garnett, and Dwight Howard. All-NBA Second Team, Gilbert Arenas, Tracy McGrady, Tim Duncan, Chris Bosh, and Pau Gasol. All-NBA Third Team is D. Will, CP3, Paul Pierce, Josh Smith, and Amari Stoudemire. All-Defensive First Team is Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Dwight Howard. All-NBA, All-Defensive Second Team is Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, so you got the Defensive Second Team and NBA Third Team. AK-47, Josh Smith, and Ben Wallace. All-Rookie First Team is Tayshaun Prince, Jay Williams, Chris Drew Gooden, and Mike Dunleavy. And we don't need to worry about that one. We'll just move on. So team status, we ended up with 39 and 43. 39 wins and 43 losses. So we do make the playoffs. So we make the 7th seed, so we're going to play Washington. So it's going to be New Orleans, Washington, Detroit, Cleveland, Boston, Philly, Miami, Orlando, Sacramento, San Antonio, Los Angeles, Lakers, Golden State, Dallas, Phoenix, Houston, Seattle. So we'll get into Game 1 against Washington and New Orleans. So simulate Game 1. And Washington take Game 1, 134 to 107. 36 points and 13 assists for Gilbert Arenas, so double-double. 28 points and 10 rebounds for Jameson, so double-double. 23 points and 18 assists for CP3, so double-double. 20 points for Wesley, 20 points for David West. Move on to game 2. And, New Orleans are 2-0 down. 118-89 win. 32 points for Gilbert Arenas. 26 points for Caron Butler. Chris Paul with 17 points and 11 assists, so double-double. David West with 17 points and 14 rebounds, so double-double for him. Move on to game 3. See if Hornets can come back. Hornets take game 3. 109-103. 22 points and 11 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. 19 for Fizzer. And 17 points and 13 rebounds for David West, so double-double. 20 points for Caron Butler, 18 points for Gilbert Arenas, and 17 points and 13 rebounds for Jameson, so double-double. Move on to game 4, and it's 2-all. Hornets are bringing it back, 126-102. 27 points and 13 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. 36 points for Gilbert Arenas, 29 points for Caron Butler. Move on to game 5. Simulate game 5, and Washington come back and go up 3-2 with the 110-98 win. 29 points and 11 assists for Gilbert Arenas, so double-double. Caron Butler with 25 points. Jameson with 24 points and 12 rebounds, so double-double. 17 points and 12 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double for him. Move on to game 6, simulate through, and it's going to go to a game 7 because the Hornets take game 6, 108-104. 27 points with 13 rebounds for David West. Fizzo with 21. 16 points and 13 assists for Chris Paul, so double-double. 20 points for Arenas, 18 points for Jameson, and 15 for Caron. Move on to game 7. We'll simulate game 7. And New Orleans move on. They end up taking out the Wizards 4-3, 113-108. 33 for Arenas, 26 for Jameson. 27 points with 13 rebounds for David West. 17 points and 12 assists for Chris Paul, so another double-double for Chris Paul and David West. So we move on to the second round. It's going to be Cleveland against New Orleans. So LeBron against Chris Paul. So we'll simulate round. So we'll simulate game 1 of the second round, and Cleveland take game 1, 122-92. LeBron with 32 points, 6 rebounds, and 11 assists, so double-double. 21 points and 10 assists for CP3, so double-double. Move on to game 2, and Cleveland are up 2-0. So LeBron's taking a 2-0 lead against Chris Paul. 23, 11, and 8 for LeBron, so double-double. 23 points and 11 rebounds for Rogowskis, so double-double. 24 points for Wesley. Chris Paul with 22 points and 9 assists. So move on to game 3. And it's looking like a sweep. 3-0 to the Cavs. 134-131. 41 points from Chris Paul, though, with 13 assists. So a double-double. 23 points and 10 assists for Wesley, so a double-double. 43, 12, and 17 for LeBron James, so a triple-double. Can Chris Paul win a game against LeBron? We'll simulate game 4. And no, the New Orleans Hornets have been eliminated. So Chris Paul in his first year made it to the second round in the East and ended up losing 4-0 to LeBron's Cavs, 124-101. Wesley with 22 points and 6 assists. Chris Paul with 20 points and 9 assists. Larry Hughes with 30 points. 27, 7, and 10 for LeBron, so a double-double. So we'll move on and we'll simulate round. So it's going to be Cleveland or Orlando in the fighting in the East Finals. And the West Finals is going to be Houston against Sacramento. So we'll simulate that round. So we're going to have a Kings Magic Finals. LeBron got swept 4-0 in the Eastern Finals. No way. So we'll simulate game 1 of Magic Kings in the finals. So we'll simulate game 1, and the Kings take game 1. Weber with 26 points, Pager with 21, 28 for Grant Hill, 17 for Steve Francis. Kings take a 103-99 win, move on to Game 2 of the finals, and the Kings go up to an early 2-0 lead. 23 points and 15 rebounds for Chris Webber, so a double-double. Martin with 22, 29 for Steve Francis, 27 for Grant Hill, 24 points with 12 rebounds for Dwight Howard, but he fouled out. Sacramento Kings end up taking it 126-118. Move on to Game 3 of the finals. Can the Magic get back into it? Ooh, Kings up 3-0. 126-120. 37 points and 16 rebounds from Dwight Howard wasn't enough. 32 from Martin. 23 points and 11 rebounds from Webber, so double-double. Move on to Game 4. See if Magic can keep the series alive. We'll simulate Game 4. And the Kings end up sweeping in the NBA Finals 4-0 after also sweeping the Cavs. Chris Webber with MVP, with the Finals MVP. Oh no, the Magic swept the Cavs. What am I on about? Sacramento ended up beating Houston 4-1. So the Kings end up winning it 127-124 to win the series 4-0. Hedo Turkoglu with 28 points, Francis with 27, Dwight Howard with 25 points and 10 rebounds, so double-double. Chris Webber with 24 points and 10 rebounds, so double-double. Martin with 23 and Gerald Wallace with 18. So that's another video finished as the Kings end up taking the 2005 championship. Chris Paul ends up making it to the second round against LeBron and ends up getting swept by LeBron's Cavs. And then LeBron gets swept in the Eastern Finals by Dwight Howard. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to put a like on the video, eh? And for all you new viewers out there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as it's free. And I'm on that road to 1,100 subs, as I appreciate every single one of you that hit that subscribe button. Anyway, that's another video in the books, and that's NZ Blasian out. And we'll catch you in the next one. NZ Blasian out.